Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a hump day happy chat. Hello there, I'm Valerie Shepherd. I am coming to you live from the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. Good morning. So great to be here again. It is a beautiful enough day that I am sitting outside. And um, I have all the outside sounds, including birds and leaves dropping here and there, and of course the lawn people, because they only would come when I'm here doing this. Yay! So, good morning. It's nice to be here with you. Uh, I'm having a really great morning. Glad to be here. Coming to you live from the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery, where we teach you how to have a higher vibration, bliss-filled experience. So good morning, Bliss Collective. And self-mastery, you've heard me talk about this over and over, but self-mastery is the key here. Bliss is always available, and it's your self-mastery that enables you to tune into it, to tap into it, to turn it on within you, and then experience it all around you. So self-mastery is mastering you in your life so that you can exquisitely manage whatever life brings your way. And that's one of my favorite words, exquisite. Exquisite. So that you can exquisitely manage whatever your life brings your way. One of the exquisite things my life has brought my way lately is Rebel ice cream. Rebel ice cream. It's a keto brand, and I've been testing ice cream. I'm not a big sweets eater. I'd much rather have 2 more slices of pizza, and I often do, instead of a big hand of sweets. So that's helpful to me because I would binge on sugar, not so good. Um, but neither's binging on 2 more slices of pizza. But I've been having some keto ice cream so that when I want to give myself a treat, I can indulge, maybe even have a bigger bowl. Like usually I only eat about that much, but now I can have a bigger bowl. Maybe I'm not supposed to, and not worry about it too much. So my life has brought me an exquisite experience of a black raspberry chip Rebel ice cream. It's got a smoother texture than some of the other keto brands, and I really love it. So there's my brand, my brand tidbit for this morning. So welcome, Bliss Collective. So happy to see you here. I really love your comments and your questions and issues and problems. I'm here to support and serve you. So I hope that you will do me the favor, and even your fellow Bliss Collective fans, do them the favor of typing into the comments your questions and your comments, because then I can take those up and support and serve all of us. And if you'll use hashtag replay in front of your comments if you were watching the replay. If you're not able to join live, that would be great. I'm here every week live for your benefit, and I hope you will come hang out and play. And a week or so ago, I posted a question about how many people would like to learn something, and we're going to set up a live group experience where you can be a part of that, and we'll do a little workshop on it. Yabba dabba do. So today, now I didn't spell it very well, but you will see that the title I gave today's Hump Day Happy Chat is, why do I feel so... I don't know, I put an X in there to get that guttural sound. Um, but it's kind of like, why do I feel so... Why do I feel so cruddy is basically, or it doesn't even have to be cruddy. Like, here's the thing about when you're outside of bliss, you don't have to be in full-on depression. You don't have to be in a space of my life sucks. You don't have to even necessarily be questioning, but it's just not that, full-on, oh, It's not that full on heart open, big, ear to ear smile. It's not the full enlivened experience of life that you would want it to be. It's not as full. It's sort of like, yeah, I'm here. It's okay. Not, nothing special. And the truth is, I fully believe that we're meant to experience something special all the time. And I also know that's coming from the inside. So why don't we explore that in the Hump Day Habitat for today? Why do I feel so blah? Okay, so in the Bliss Collective, self mastery, there are three pillars: self awareness, self acceptance, and self love. So we're going to touch a little bit on all three pillars today. The topic that we're talking about today, when you really embrace it and get into it, it's about all three of these pillars. So the first one's self awareness. Like, when you notice that you're not feeling great, there's potentially a message. Sometimes the message is people don't really want to hear them. I don't understand that. I didn't understand that when I started making this transformation, because I always wanted to know the messages. I always wanted to know what was going on deeper inside me, so that I could figure out, well, how do I make deeper inside me feel better, feel more enlivened, feel more passionate, feel more energized. I was also an NCAA Division I athlete, and so you know, there was a level of self awareness in performance driven athletics that was necessary. So mine was a little more physiological than it was mental and spiritual, but I had kind of flexed that muscle. So self awareness is really getting beyond like personality and identity. It's not about, I like this flavor of ice cream, or my favorite color is blue. Those are beautiful things to know and to dance with and play with, and even shift when you want, to change when you want, do a little change up. But those aren't really the centerpiece of what I'm talking about in this form of self awareness. It's really getting to a deeper level, way deep. So when you look at this feeling of, why do I feel so blah? So you'll see it talked about in a number of places. For example, some of what I talk about today, I've seen on law of attraction sites. I've seen on connection to source sites. I've seen on one of my favorite spiritual teacher and mentor, Natalie Ledwell, who owns the company Mind Movies. It's talked about there a lot, and mostly in terms of law of attraction and connection to source. So when we're feeling things like overwhelmed, completely drained of energy, maybe weepy. There are times when I just feel, I don't know. I don't know. I say to myself, I don't know what this is about, but I just feel weepy. So when we're in those spaces of feeling, um, I'll call it not altogether great, when I'm feeling not altogether great, these are actually physical signs that you've lost your connection to source. Now, some people, in my world, source is God. It's the divine. It's that energy of an omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient source energy of from which everything emanates. For people who that's not your truth, I'm okay with that. You need to do what's good and right for you. Maybe you could think of it as your higher power, or you could think of it as divine flow, or you could think of it as just the omnipresent principle of love. You don't need to give it the God title if you don't want to. Do what feels strong and right for you. But we can talk about it and think about it in the same way. We're disconnected from that source of all things bright and beautiful, as I call it, all things bright and beautiful. And that's what we want, the all things bright and beautiful. So staying connected to this energy is how we create as ourselves, how we create abundance, how we create harmony, how we create joy and bliss. It's bigger brother or sister, and bolder expression of joy is bliss. So notice the contrast. When we're feeling all things bright and beautiful, we're connected to Source, because that's what Source is. It's flowing through us. It's flowing through everything. It's available at all times. So out of the ether, I can pull energy into me. I can emanate energy. That's how we pull it in. We emanate it first. That's a lower vibration, lower low consciousness, lower energy that isn't so powerful, isn't so helpful, isn't so divine, doesn't give us that really yummy, juicy, delicious feeling on the inside. We can also pull in everything that is bright and beautiful. We can emanate that. So when you have negative emotions, and actually I'm going to cancel clear that. They're not negative. There's no such thing as a positive or a negative emotion. They're just emotions. They help you, no matter what you're feeling, to feel them, flow them, acknowledge them, listen to them, learn from them. Where any emotion gets problematic, and I mean any, even happiness, when it gets problematic is when you won't let it go. Like you're being you're becoming the emotion rather than feeling the emotion. So you, instead of flowing fear or anger, you're becoming a fearful and angry person. Instead of flowing joy, you're just in this state where you won't allow yourself to be real and to feel what else might be wanting to get your attention. And other emotions want to be getting your attention. Why? Because they're showing you you. They're wanting you to have a better, closer, more juicy relationship with you. Why? Because everything in the world is going to emanate off of your relationship with yourself. It's the most important one you have. So self-awareness, self-acceptance, the relationship. Can I accept where I am? And then, of course, self-love. Can I be in a juicy, delicious love affair with myself? So we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's look at these why do I feel so blah ideas. So you could run through some of the negative feelings that you might be having, or some of the lower vibration feelings that you're having. Let's say that you feel sometimes I just feel anxious. Sometimes I feel like, have you ever felt like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop? Like everything's good, all the bills are paid, you've made all your return phone calls, good stuff is on the calendar for later in the week. You know that beautiful things are bubbling up, but you're just kind of like maybe not accepting it and sort of feeling like, okay, well, everything's great right now, but so something bad must be coming. Have you ever felt that? Yeah, me too. And for a long time, I felt that a lot. I could not settle into peace. I could not settle into all is well. Everything is very, very right. In fact, I use mantras now to help myself transmute energy and settle in. Settle in, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So, if you're in a space where you're noticing you are just ticked off at something, maybe you're feeling anger and you won't let it go. Waiting for the other shoe to drop, as I mentioned before, that's in a constant state of anxiety, anxiousness, wondering when, what, where, who, anxiousness. When you're constantly like things just feel, maybe you're in a high level of fear. It might be because you can't control everything and things are showing up that are outside your realm of control. So your fear gets ratcheted up. I'm not safe in a world I can't control. Notice it. Maybe there's a lot of doubt. You've got some new things coming and you've got to step out in ways you're not used to stepping out, and you're doubting your ability, or you're doubting someone else's commitment to show up, or you're doubting that the universe has your back. Nothing wrong with that. Kind of a part of the human condition. So are you hearing some of the routines? Maybe the past is showing up. You're about to do something and the past comes in and tells you, well, last time you did this, it didn't go so well. Maybe you shouldn't, so you kind of like do the turtle, pull your legs and your head back in. Now, again, this isn't to make yourself wrong. This is just to notice. Your emotions, your feelings are speaking to you. They're letting you know where you are, like a GPS. Your emotions are a GPS to show you where you are in your world relative to that where you're trying to go, that which you're trying to achieve and receive, right? So you've got your goal, that's where you're headed, and then here's where you are. And your emotions, your feelings, the stuff going on physiologically, mentally, spiritually, is your GPS, and it's telling you how far away from that spot you are. And is where you are and how you're being there and as you going to help you get there or not. It's powerful. Like, we don't need to constantly be looking out there for our answers. We need to kind of go in here. This is where your true center is. Your answers are right here. Your heart is a powerful connection tool to source energy between you and source. It's also a powerful communication tool because you can emanate from there. Your brain, not so much as the heart, is also a powerful tool, though, that can bring a certain kind of analytical, quantitative, really thoughtful process to what the heart is giving you as the guidance and the wisdom to move or not move, or to go this way or that way. The heart. So your emotions and feelings are giving you some insight, some wisdom, opportunity for wisdom, let's put it that way. So connecting with source energy, universal energy, again, this is a navigational system that allows you to kind of propel yourself forward, reward yourself along the journey. It is that, if you want to put it in the coolest term, might be it's the cruise control for your flow. Flow. You've heard me talk about how to get back into flow. Well, flow is the state where aligned so directly with source energy, so much in the state of the expression of that source energy, that everything, like, we can manifest at the speed of thought. I've had a couple experiences of that, and it's pretty amazing. There's still times when I feel a little bit like, well, I wish I could do that all the time. It's just a matter of me practicing more and like growing that muscle. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. So when you're connected to source energy, when you're in that universal flow, you know you're there because there's a peace that washes over you that just feels complete. Nothing missing, nothing needed. It's complete. Beautiful flow. Beautiful peacefulness in the flow. You may feel smiles just creeping in, no matter what you're doing. Doing nothing, doing something, smiles creeping in to be a part of it with you, to support and serve you, to have even more. Yay. When you're connected to source energy, things just go right. You say, boy, I'd love to see a hummingbird, and one shows up. I'd really like to talk to so and so, and they call. Like, there are no coinkydinks. No coincidences. Things in our lives are speaking to us at all times. Life does not happen to you, it is happening through you and for you. Through you and for you. Yes, indeed. Wayne Dyer would say, if you want to feel God, then do whatever you have to do to feel good. Feeling good is the way you know that you're connected to source. So how do you do that? How do you connect? How do you plug in and stay plugged in? So now remember this: um, universal source energy is available to us at all times. Like, that with a lamp or a blow dryer or a coffee pot, when they're plugged into the wall, there's energy flowing. And when they're not plugged in, there's not energy flowing. They can't turn on. They can't operate at their highest and best. And it's the same with you as an integrated spiritual human person. Doing it, staying plugged into source, is exactly how you create as the highest vibration that you are. So here are some tips, some steps. First one is stop whatever you're doing. Like, come into yourself. So I do this thing where I say my whole name, Valerie Renee Shepherd. I ground myself, and I call back all of my life force energy from wherever I may have left it in any point in time. And you do leave your energy in different places throughout the day. And so I call my energy back. If I've been working on a document, I put a lot of life force energy into it. I pull my energy back into myself. So you want to do that first. You might say your whole name, something to focus you. Valerie Renee Shepherd. I call back all of my life force energy from anywhere in the universe where I may have left it, and I call it back to me now. And then I just breathe. I can usually feel a fortification. Like, I usually feel the fortification in my solar plexus, right in my gut, and in my spine. It's like chinks. Everything's chinking back into place the way it's meant to be. Yabba dabba doo. So that's step one. Find a space where you can do a little only focusing on yourself. Call back your life force energy. Second thing is to quiet your mind. I like to take a few breaths and I like to breathe deeply. And the reason I do that is because most life we're living breathing very shallowly. We're not very focused on our breath. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. It's so good to see you. I love having people here live. Type in a comment. Let me know who you are. I bet that's you, Rachel, huh? Um, uh, so breathe. We spend a lot of time breathing very shallowly, and what's important about this is our bodies need oxygen, and our brain needs oxygen, and our heart needs oxygen. Our blood needs to oxygenate our systems, and it does that by the oxygen that we take in. So when you're breathing deeply, you're oxygenating your system, and that's a good thing. So you take a couple deep breaths, and when you really take a couple deep breaths and focus inward, you will also notice things happen to the physical body. It's like deep breaths are a communication tool to the physical body. They tell the physical body to relax, release, let go. I usually feel my shoulders letting go. I feel my chin settling. I feel a smile come over my face. Those are organic, natural signals from me to me about me getting into a more relaxed state. What's important about a relaxed state is it's typically also an open state. When we're in like fight or flight, when we're concerned, when we're worried, when we're marshaling our energy to get things done, we're in a more contracted state. And that's by design. A muscle contracts before it fires. So that's by design. So we don't need that though when we're just connecting to source. So relax, release, and let go. Allow yourself to breathe deeply. Then the next most important part, and so all of you members of the Bliss Collective who gave me your email addresses, you got a thank you gift, a welcome gift, and that was my guided meditation collection. Why was that the first gift? Because this is such a critical tool for everything we teach in the Bliss Collective, for every aspect of getting to the high vibration, blissful you meditation contributes to. Okay? So, you can reach out with a PM, private message, and get me your email, and we'll send it to you separately. But this is the part where you silence your mind. You get practiced at telling the mind, okay, I need you to take a break right now. We're going into an expanded, quiet space. Going into an expanded, quiet space. So when you stop thinking, you're no longer sending out signals that could actually inhibit your good from coming. When you stop thinking about all the things I have to do, and usually when we're thinking about all the things we have to do, hidden underneath those thoughts is lack and limitation, meaning I didn't get enough done, so I still have a whole lot to do. It's very subtle or not, depending on how you operate. For me, it was not so subtle at all. I was always coming from the place of, well, I used to think it was a positive thing, cautious optimism, which was a nice way of saying lack and limitation. Like there's something wrong here all the time. There's something wrong here. And I used to think it was good because I was looking for the upside. I was looking for what more is possible, but that's not the energy that I was doing it with. I was doing it with the energy of something's wrong and I've got to fix it. And so quieting the mind gets those thoughts to recede. So, and this takes practice. It's just a matter of practice. And I've never met a person who wasn't capable of slowing the mind down and allowing it to recede into the background so that they could listen for a more powerful message coming from a more powerful aspect of them. And here's where it is: once you relax into that space, once you allow yourself to stop thinking of deficiencies and what could go wrong and start noticing everything that's already right, gratitude helps with that. Everything that's already right, peacefulness helps with that. Everything that's already right, getting into yes energy, helps with that. Whenever we're able to let all that other stuff recede into the background, and I'm not saying beat it down, if you just take your energy and your attention and shift it to something else, you will notice the other stuff quiets. Have you ever noticed that? If you're really focused on something, everything else recedes into the background. Like when I was an athlete, I would call it, people would call it getting into the zone. And yeah, I could run around the track and not even see the track. Isn't that wild? I was so in my body and so in the zone, the joy of running, the pure, pure energy of running, that I didn't even see the people around me. I just was moving my feet. There were times when I wasn't even conscious of that. It's like a oh, I can't remember his name. Oscar winning. I can see his face. We'll have to let it go. Director Spike Lee. It was like a Spike Lee movie when he's got that thing that he always does in all of his movies where something comes forward. Yeah, that's what it felt like. I was just moving. Okay, so when you're emotionally balanced, when you're in the place of letting other things recede into the background, when you can shift your energy from what you don't have to what you do, when you can go from fear and anxiety into gratitude, all of those are movements. Those are all transmutations. Those are all the way that you can get into a higher vibration. This is the Bliss Collective, fueling your high vibe life, getting into a higher vibration. That's what you're here for. And it takes practice and skill. You've got to remember that it's more than just wishing it to be so. It also takes your action. Then this fourth step that I like is this: I'm making up the new story now. I go to an intention. One of the most powerful intentions for feeling source energy is a declaration called I am. I am. I am. I am. Just those two most powerful words are enough for me to shift my energy from fear to power, strength, goodness, resilience, harmony, can-do attitude. Just those two words. I also use the energy of one word: yes. Yes. I will, okay, get into the intention space of peace, and I say yes. Harmony, yes. Prosperity, yes. Now I might stay there for a minute. Yes, 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 yes. Prosperity. Divine unconditional love. Yes, 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 yes. Romantic love. Yes, 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 yes. So, are you getting this process? So, you first quiet the mighty mind. You come into your center. You let yourself feel yourself. Listen for the higher vibration message. And then affirm it with intention. Affirm it with intention. And I might do this multiple times a day. And truth be told, even for a minute here and there throughout your day, overall, that day, you've raised your vibration. And once you practice raising your vibration, you'll start to thirst for the higher vibration. And you'll start to notice when you're not in it, how you return yourself to it. Pretty simple. It just requires that you take a moment and put yourself there. Consciously put yourself in the space of raising your vibration. Simple, beautiful, lovely, love it. That's today's Hump Day Happy Chat. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, hashtag replay if you're watching on the replay. Please type in comments and questions or private message me if you don't want to just put them out there in the world. I'm happy to address them. And watch for an invitation from me here in the Bliss Collective to our next live gathering, a little workshop on something special. And I always close the Hump Day Happy Chat with the prayer of loving kindness from the Buddha. It's called the Metta Prayer or the Karanaya Metta Sutra. So hopefully by now you're learning the words and you can go along with me. Maybe I'll post them so that people will learn them. It's a really beautiful prayer. And I like saying it at the grocery store when I'm surrounded by lots of people, or when I'm in the gas station line at Costco and you see lots of people and some of them have frowns on their faces, and sometimes I'm the one with the frowny face because I'm thinking of all the things I have to do. And so it's a beautiful energy to give to yourself and to also put into whatever space you occupy. So here we go. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature, true nature, true nature. And may all beings be free. Yay! Emotional freedom is where it's at, baby. Yes, indeed. Thank you again for joining me. If you are enjoying and getting something out of being a member of the Bliss Collective, please invite somebody. Bring someone here. Help them get what you're getting. It may not be the exact same thing, but the whole idea here is that we are a community on a mission, creating a movement. And the whole goal is to have more peace, love, joy, and freedom expressed on the planet, one integrated spiritual human person at a time. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, many blessings. Have a great day. See you next week here on the Hump Day Happy Chat. Bye.